A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. While this may be true, some mistakes cost so much that you would never consider anything new ever again. Think about a billion-dollar building that required the owners to pay thousands of dollars in damages, or a massive airport that never flew a single plane. And there's more. Stick around to the end of this video so you don't miss out on any of it. Number 5. The Vdara Hotel and Spa. Coming in hot, all the way from Vegas, is the Vdara Hotel and Spa, designed by Rafael Vanoli for MGM Resorts International. 57 stories of bliss, well fitted with over 1,000 suites, a 2-story spa, a market, a bar, everything you would expect from a magnificent building in Vegas, and the bonus of a death ray. While the crescent shape of this building and its offset arcs of varying heights are quite the sight to behold, there was one big problem with this building. In 2010, it was confirmed that the reflective surface and concave design of the Vdara Hotel had turned it into a 1.6 million square foot collecting mirror. The designer of the building did not take some science into consideration, and now guests were suffering the consequences of this dangerous error. The reflected rays of the sun were causing dangerous conditions of high temperature at the pool deck. The employees at the hotel and local news outlets started calling it the death ray. The management of the building found something a little more subtle to describe the situation, calling it a solar convergence. The management started spending a lot of money trying to find a solution to their reflective problem. Sadly, the constant variation of sunlight and its reflection with the time of the day and the changing seasons made it even more difficult to find a lasting solution. For now, all the management has been able to do is to mount huge blue umbrellas over the deck of the pool to protect the guest, and the glass exterior that should have been a design masterpiece has now been covered with a non-reflective film. Number 4. The Mexico Texcoco Airport. When you see an airport on a list of construction mistakes, what comes to mind? Well, we guessed that it would be anything but that it never flew a single passenger. First announced in 2014 by President Enrique Peña Nieto, the Texcoco Airport was supposed to be a replacement for the Benito Juarez International Airport, the busiest airport in all of Latin America. By 2018, after a non-binding referendum organized by the president-elect Andrés Manuel López Obrador, 69% of voters moved to cancel the construction. The estimated funding required to complete the construction was set at $13.3 billion. About 60% of this budget was to come out of the government account, while the remaining 40% was to be funded by bank loans and debt securities. Eventually, after much protest and uprising, the government decided to finally shut down the project. The Secretariat of Communications and Transportation in Mexico claimed that the cancellation of the project put them in debt of $6 billion in bonds and $30 billion in security. To pay off this debt, the government was pulling funds through landing fees at the Benito Juarez International Airport. This landing fee is the second highest in the world. Furthermore, the government had to pay a whopping $56.8 billion to the Mexico City Airport Group as compensation for the cessation of agreement of the fees. Eventually, all the debt incurred from the cancellation of the project exceeded the budget for construction. Number 3. Stuttgart 21. Still in the sphere of transportation, here is a project that seems to have no end in sight. Stuttgart 21 was planned as a railway and urban development project, and its official announcement was in April of 1994. While the plan was to have this rail line run through different parts of Europe, the main objective of the project was to give Stuttgart's primary railway station an upgrade. The project was produced around 35 miles of new railways, plus 18 miles of tunnel and 60 miles of high-speed lines. When did construction begin? It took about 16 years for any construction to begin on this project. Now, to the fun part, the cost. Within 3 years, The total cost of construction had already eaten up an estimated 6.5 billion euros, a way higher cost than the initially budgeted 4.5 billion euros. After some time, extreme debates and opposition arose over a wide range of issues the project was affecting. First, there was the matter of cost to benefit relativity, then geological and environmental concerns, and of course, performance. As of 2019, the completion of the project was set for late 2025. The initial estimation for completion when construction started in 2010 was 2019. Number 2. The Jeddah Tower. Like the Stuttgart 21, the Jeddah Tower is another construction project that no one is sure of its completion date, or if it will ever be completed. While the monetary loss from this project may not be as huge as the others on our list so far, it is all the moving parts in its construction that make it such a big fail. The construction of the tower first started in 2013, and the plan was to have the tower up and running by 2020. In an unexpected turn of events in 2017, the owner of the Kingdom Holding Co., who owned 33% of the tower, got arrested. Despite the setback, construction continued again until January 2018, when the building owner stopped all structural concrete work as a result of a labor issue with the contractor. At this time, just 1/3 of the building had been completed. Apart from the challenges that came with the Saudi Arabian purge, there was also huge question marks around the sustainability of such a massive structure. There was the issue of transporting people so high up the building, as elevators do not go that high. Then, building sway due to heavy winds, amongst other safety and structural issues. The vision for the Jeddah Tower was to have it become a nearly self-sustaining vertical city, and this would cost the owners about $1.23 billion. This relatively low cost is a result of the extremely cheap labor in the Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia. In the wake of the pandemic, it only looks like a darker future for the construction and completion of the Jeddah Tower. Number 1. The Walkie Talkie. We started this video about a building that shoots deadly sun rays at people sitting by the pool. What about a building that can melt a car? Well, look no further. This was the commercial skyscraper on Fenchurch Street in the City of London Financial District. The building's formal name is 20 Fenchurch Street. However, it was nicknamed the Walkie Talkie as a result of its unique shape. Like the death ray Vdara of Vegas, the Walkie Talkie also had a reflective design that transformed it into a concave mirror. Once the sun was out, as you would have predicted yourself, there were solar glare issues, and in this case, it was a lot worse. The condition of this building was so bad that it would melt vehicles that were parked in the street. In the summer of 2013, the reflection produced by the building was 6 times more intense than direct sunlight. At the time, the management had to pay £946 to a car owner on each Jeep for his melted bodywork. The reflection was so intense that Jim Watterson, a reporter for City AM, managed to fry an egg by just setting the pan on the ground. There were so many damages caused by the building that mainstream media started referring to it as Walkie Scorchy and the Fry Scraper. The interesting thing about the Walkie Talkie is that it was sold for a whopping $1.8 billion, placing it on the list of most expensive single buildings sold in London. Well guys, that is it for all the mistakes we can take for this video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to smack that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. Let us know in the comment section which of the mistakes made you cringe the most. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.